Awesome, you guys. Well, I'm so excited. So like I said, this is basically a space for you and for me to literally help you personally. So whatever you are going through, business-wise, mindset-wise, whatever questions you have. Beautiful thing about Zoom is like if we need to go on the back end and if you're like, I don't understand something or how something looks or how to do something, how to create something, like with Zoom, we can share each other's screens, which is super neat too. And so I can help you in that aspect. But really, if anybody, I know that Jennifer, we're gonna kind of let her go first. So she's like the one who's like kind of has to leave earlier than anybody else. But this is a place for questions, anything at all that you're dealing with. Hi, Wayne. But this week, I really wanted to be focused on clarity. And what we're going to be doing here in the next few weeks is constantly shifting your mindset and constantly shifting into the person that you are meant to be and the vision of you who is that next level and acting as if and making decisions. Like if you were already making this, because a lot of this is like people are wanting to hit those 10K months, you know, or even 5 to 10K, whatever that is for you. If you are already making $10,000 each and every single month, how would you respond to certain things? So like if you had an issue come up, it's like asking yourself, well, if I was already making $10,000 this month, how would I respond? I'm going to mute everyone right now. This is you all. There we go. All right, perfect. Just so it doesn't get really, because I was like, I hear a lot of background noise. So, so it's like, how would I start creating these decisions as this person? Because sometimes things trip us up that when we're at that next level, we're just going to bounce off like a bouncy ball, like a ball hitting a wall. It's not going to be quicksand. It's not going to sink in. It's just going to bounce right off. So let's just dive in and ask questions. And obviously if we need to talk about something else or in the future, but I have a feeling that with everybody on, we're going to have so many good things to talk about and so many great things to discuss within your personal businesses. So Miss Jennifer, do you want to take the floor? Let me unmute you.
Sure. And thank you, everyone. I won't come off like after. I just have to drive in a little bit. So I'll still be on the call listening. But
yeah, I just want you to be safe.
Thank you.
You know, I don't want you to be like driving and trying to take notes. Like that's not what I want anybody doing with their life. So
this is Coach Clarity. No. So, oh my God, your nail niche was like the assignments this week, like opened my eyes so much. And because I've had my coaching business, but I felt like there was a part missing, and that this is where I still have I still need a little bit more clarity. So I shifted into like really working on mindset and manifestation. But at the same time, I felt like something was missing. I was thinking about the girl who I was, and the girl who I was like wanted to make more money. And I've been on the online industry for a while because prior to that, I was in network marketing. And it's so funny. That's why I connected with you so much, because I felt like a bird too.
Many of us are in that type of business. Absolutely.
So then like it finally hit me, like, why can't I help someone make an income online? If I've done it, if I've been doing it for 2 years, why can I help other people? So I think now where I think I need clarity is that I don't know if I want to, or even if I even have to choose, and my gut is telling me no, but whether I have to choose whether to help people in network marketing or just help overall people look at the different outlooks on the different ways they can create money online. And if they did want to coach, then I can help them in that avenue. But I don't want to teach all the things, because then, you know, it's like you talk to everyone, you talk to no one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the question, reiterate the question for me, because I think I have a question back for you, but I want to make sure I understand. So your question is do I have to just cater to network marketing, or what is the other option?
Or just someone that wants to eventually work from home and learn a way to make income online.
So like if there is no issue, if you can make money doing all of the above, does your gut say that you want to limit yourself, or does your gut say you want to just have it as an option for anybody?
I think option for anyone.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think that there's a difference between, you know, I think it's just reiterating the facts. So for instance, obviously I was in network marketing. I was very successful in network marketing. I can help people who are network marketers, but a lot of the things I'm going to teach still is still going to be online service based. So it's going to be bringing it to the online space, not to this, just to the personal space. So if you want to help anyone, there's no rules here. You can get to do all of that. So the important thing that you need to do is make sure that you're so clear on your ideal client and what they need and their message that they need to hear. So then it doesn't matter what they do exactly. They're going to be attracted to you in some way, shape, or form because you're speaking to that person who wants to make more money and who's the pain of, I know I'm supposed to do something, but I don't know what that is. And so maybe you're the gateway of helping people explore these different options, in which case I would make sure you have a list of almost all of the network marketing companies that exist. So you can help them explore, okay, here's what this is. Here's the benefits here. Here's the benefits here. Or you could start your own business. And so I think the more you start to do this and the more people you attract, you'll start to be like, okay, well, I actually don't want to help network marketers. I just want to do this. Or you might get a little bit more clear once you start actually doing it and attracting certain people, right? Because you're going to attract a lot of non-ideal clients until you morph and absorb and shift and change. And then you're like, okay, it's just like dating. It's like, I mean, I think you've been in a relationship for a while, but
I still remember my dating time.
Yeah, I remember your dating life. I feel like when you go on a bunch of dates with a bunch of idiots, then you're like, okay, well, I definitely don't want that. Like, that was not for me. And you can write it down what you don't want. So open it up. Like, why does it have to be one or the other?
Okay. So then that brings me like, how the heck do I put that in an elevator pitch?
So why can't you just say you help people? Okay, we can do your elevator pitch. You don't have to like specify network marketer versus any other business. They're just entrepreneurs.
Got it. I think what I'm leaning towards is like other ways to make an income other than the 9 to 5.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so really what I like to do here is I'm gonna get comfortable. Okay, so basically it's like I help, right? So do you have a little bit of your pitch already?
Yeah, I did. I can't even remember it. So I help people like going through the quarter life crisis really to find out their purpose. But I think that's so like,
right, because like what does purpose mean?
Exactly.
Like, no, it's just a fluffy word, right?
Exactly.
So what is the tangible thing that they actually want to receive? Does everybody know the difference between tangible and intangible? And so the tangible thing is something that you could actually feel, something that you could actually have. So even though money is like, could be just a number, that's something that people desire, right? Well, how do they make money? There's a lot of ways that we could teach it. So we're drawing people in by what they want, and we're giving them what they need.
Mm-hmm. So I think mine is really money, tangible money.
So we can definitely start a thread of this too in the group until we find something that you absolutely love. But the question is, so I want you to kind of think, like what I want you to do is write out like all the things that you can help people with, like what you really want to be helping people with, and kind of just like write that out and put that into a paragraph and post that. And then you and I can have a thread back and forth of like, okay, well, what about this? Because what's really great for me is when I can visualize that and see those words. Most of the time, those words we can actually pull out of and be like, okay, this is the word you need to use. Or, oh, that's perfect. Like, but we got to get it all written down in text so we can see it. So really, it's like I help blank. I don't like the word people. You know?
No, I women, because I don't want to help men.
You want to help women. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Like
Sorry, Wayne.
That doesn't. He's chilling. I know. I'm so excited. Wayne is here. No, actually, I recently opened up to helping men too, because I was like, it doesn't really matter as long as people resonate with me. I'm gonna be the same thing. I'm still gonna have pink hair. Like I don't really care, nor do I give a shit. You know, but it's like, people are going to resonate with you one way or another, but it just depends on who you want to help. So I help blank women. Really, I want you to write this down. So I want you to write down, what do I know I want to help people with?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know I can help them? And so you might have already done that in the niche.
Yeah.
And then type that up like it's just thinking about if there were no rules here, if this was really easy, if I got to do whatever I wanted to do and help people in whatever way I wanted to help, how would I do that? And how do I say that now to where it's really powerful that people want to ask me for more? So the elevator pitch is like the first little thing of like, hey, this is what I do. And then people are gonna be like, oh, what does that mean? Can you tell me more? Okay. And then you can have the under the elevator pitch, which is just a little bit more in depth.
Got it.
Of what you really help people do.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is type all that up for me, and then create your first thoughtful. So obviously the purpose, we'll cut that out, because what does that even mean, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So cut that word out. Try to create one of yourself, but type all the other things up, and then put it in a post, and then I'll help you through that.
Perfect. I think that'll help me a lot too. So I think as you're typing it and you're writing it, more ideas coming through.
It's easier when you can see everything. That's why even with my one-on-one clients, I type everything out, because it's easier for me to see it typed, and I see words and specifics. And then I'm like, oh, okay, here, what about this? You know? Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that for this week, that's what I'm really trying.
That's your focus on, is your new elevator pitch, and kind of nailing this new idea of what this looks like. This is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, just like Shella was sharing how she had this like epiphany of like, oh, this is what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Like, this is it.
Yeah. You know? And it's so funny because I created a program and I actually launched that a few weeks ago, but like, if I'm honest, like I don't even feel that much connected to it as I originally did, because I knew there was a missing piece.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to roll over to like 101.
Beautiful. Okay. And then we can always talk about your programs and stuff too, if you need to reevaluate those.
Okay. Perfect.
How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling good. Yeah. I think once I type that up and once we look at it,
we'll be able to go through it.
Yes. Thank you.
And obviously you'll still be around. So when you're driving and you do have questions, just let me know.
Okay, perfect.
Obviously.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Who else has a question? If you either want to, I can't see all of you at one time. Let me see if I do it this way. Oh, wait, here. Does that help everyone? Do we see everyone now? See everybody's beautiful faces? Okay, who else has a question? Either raise your hand, or Sarah or someone needs to like type in the chat box, I have a question. Okay, so I know Shella and Wayne, and then Susan. Susan was like, I have so many questions for you. All right, I saw Wayne first. So Wayne, I'm gonna unmute you. Where'd you go? Here we go, unmute. Yay, hi!
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's up?
Well, I'm having a problem with like my online presence. Like I'm like pretty much everywhere. Like I have Google My Business. I have I have the Zoho. It's like an online where you like just direct message like everything, and it goes like everywhere to like, Facebook and Instagram and everything. Like, and then like I'm building my website and all of that, and it's like the more that I'm putting into the website and all of these other places, it's like I'm getting a bunch of likes on everything, but it's like no one's shopping, and it's so frustrating. I'm like at 500 people in the last couple of days on Instagram, like liking, posting, retweeting and everything, but I'm like, no one's buying. So it's like,
so what are we focusing on right now? Are we focusing on your subscription boxes?
Yeah, for now, because for the free invention, it's going to take a couple days because the parts are shipping from the States to England.
Okay.
My engineer lives in England, so it's going to take a couple days. So I'm refocusing.
So we're focusing on the subscription boxes.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the messaging that you have been using and trying to use is either one, turning people off, because obviously if you're putting yourself out there and you're putting this stuff out there, then something's not working here, right? Something's a little bit off. So if you want, do you have your messaging close by that you can, so especially the one that you said goes to everywhere?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
You want to type that into the chat box so we can look at it?
Okay, hold on.
Because what I want you to also do is it's how can you show up and serve the problem, right? Because I know that you have a lot of different boxes. You have boxes basically catered to whatever people actually want, right? So it's not, they get to choose different things that go in it, correct?
Right, yes.
So it's also in a way like online marketing of, are you in Facebook groups of where your ideal client could be in? Because maybe we just need to try a different strategy, a different approach to actually reach these people. And once you're in there, then we can kind of create a messaging system that doesn't feel like it's making it more fun, right? So like I recently, and I'm going to be sharing this with you guys, I think next week I have like a massive growth workbook that I'm going to be creating. And so I have this new messaging system that I've been trying, but you've gotten messages before that feel really icky to you, that you're like, ugh, you didn't even like look at me, like you just messaged me out of the blue, like why would I even do this? And so it's making it more of a personal interaction. So tell me where this gets sent to, this message here.
This goes to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and
like on your pages as a post?
As a post, or like I use Tailored Brands for my branding, so like they post for me, or
so is it going in people's message boxes, or is it going into like on like a post that everybody can see?
A post that everybody can see.
And where is it? So obviously Instagram, Facebook, is it just your personal page, or is it
it's my business page and my personal page?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think business pages are a load of poop. They're a load of crap. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I don't think they work whatsoever. Like I think it's nice to have as a professional platform, and I think it's nice to be like, hey, I have this, here's what I do, but I don't utilize it whatsoever. I have my assistant post in there like multiple times during the week, you know, like, so if you see me places, it's most of the time my assistant posting or it's scheduled out already. So here's the problem here. It says shop Deontay Box. Your one stop for subscription boxes. We carry different themes from clothing, home goods, spiritual, okay, blah, 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 blah. Mix and match. This is a pay-per-use subscription box. Okay, but you're not leading them to go anywhere. Like there's no like, okay, no offense here, but the question I would say, because it's not that I don't care, but the question I would ask is, why do I care about this? Why do I care about this post? Why is this important to me?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to refresh your content.
Okay, all right. Because I mean, like I usually add the website, but I'm like, what am I missing? Like I'm not seeing. Literally,
like it's one of those things of like, it is, and I never say that to be rude or anything, but it's almost like with Jennifer and with the purpose. Well, what does that actually mean? Why do we care about that?
Right.
So I think it's really diving into what your client and customer actually really, really, really wants. What do they actually want here? And what are they struggling with? Why are they frustrated? And so we need to create content, like literally talking about, look, listen, I've been there. I know you're frustrated with every single subscription box you've ever created. I know you're frustrated with getting things that you don't even want and then you don't even know what to do with it. And then you cancel your subscription literally a month after you receive it. Mm-hmm. I'm here to solve all of your problems because I made the solution, you know, so it's making like, you know, content like that. And it's showing up as that person that you've provided a solution to.
Right.
So this just feels very like, hey, buy my stuff. But here's the thing I need everybody to know and to remember is that there's always 5 reasons why people do things at every moment in time in life. It's what's in it for you. What's in it for me? Is it fun? Is it free? Can I bring my friends? So our goal is, do I need to repeat those? Yes. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Is it fun? Can I bring my friends? Is it free? I didn't do the same order, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, we can't cater to all of those at all moments of time, but the goal is to cater to as many as possible to attract people to certain things. It does not matter whatever you're doing at all, even if you're trying to sell someone on a dinner place, right? Well, what's in it for me? What's in it for you? Hey, if I choose dinner, why don't you choose dessert? And then we can invite our friends, or I've got dinner for you, right? And then it's free. So it's like, it doesn't matter what it is. So here, this almost seems like, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It almost feels like a desperate energy. What's in it for me? What's in it for, like, what? It's really diving into why do we want to buy this? What's the main purpose? So one thing that I think you need to go into too, Wayne, is maybe the deeper why of why you created this. Right. And so people don't buy what you do. They buy often why you do it and your passion for it. And so why did you start this in the first place?
The reason why I started was because I got frustrated with, you know, like I'm a subscription box buyer. Like I have like maybe like 5 different ones, and I got bored with, you know, they kept sending the same stuff every month, and you know, some of the stuff I didn't use, I gave a lot of stuff away, and I was like, why isn't there just one box where you can like mix and match monthly? You know, there's
like different things that you want. So that's part of your story. What I think is happening here is you're not sharing enough of you. You're just sharing, here's my stuff, here's what you can do.
All right.
And so people need to know more about the background of this and why it's important. And maybe that's you going live on video of like, hey, I was sick and tired of this. I was frustrated. And so I created a solution. I'm here to help serve to you, right? And so, and it's also making connections. So here's the thing, you guys, this is what we need to be doing on a daily basis, okay? Growing your business, you need to actively be growing, because it only takes one person that comes into your life in a random moment in time, right? That they come in and then they love you and they're like, oh my God, you're my person, right? Like Heather, I think, mentioned she listened to my podcast, and then I responded to a message, which is, of course I did, because that's who I am, right? Of course I responded to your message. Like, that's no shock to me. But for her, that was something that was really, really important and special, right? And then Amani talked about my tattoo. And so like, it's like, you never, all it takes is one person, but you have to constantly growing, constantly be making connections, and then showing up as an expert in what you do on your pages. So then people, once you're like super friendly with someone, then they're like, what is this person doing? Or they catch you on your next live video and they're like, I actually this is kind of cool. So I would ask, like, what kind of connections are you actually making where you're genuinely just interested in a human being? And then maybe we need to do some market research. Have you done market research recently?
Yeah, I've done a lot of background research on like other companies, what they're doing right now.
Your ideal clients.
With my ideal clients, they have different ranges of, you know, like a lot of people are like, they have to have this job and this amount of money, and you know, like that doesn't really like seem to be working like as much, you know, because a lot of like market research, they have to have this job and like this level of money that they're bringing in every month. But I'm like,
to be able to purchase your box, you mean?
Right. Like a lot of like market researchers like kind of sector, you know, the different.
So what I want you to do, are you in Facebook groups where you think people might want to purchase your items? So especially like, okay, cartoon or anime, you need to be in Facebook groups that cater to cartoon and anime.
Yeah, I'm following
movie buffs, superheroes, but then even maybe some wedding groups, some prom groups, you know, and so then maybe you literally post, who in here is a subscription box lover? You know, and maybe you just ask questions like, what is your favorite thing? Or what do you hate most about subscription boxes? What do you love the most about subscription boxes? And then you're just asking, so you're making these, you're kind of creating these already just a little bit of relationships, and you can add those people on Facebook and then continue the message from there.
Right.
And then it's catering to that, and, you know, and then you can kind of, it's like nonchalantly, like, you know, maybe you give them 10% off. Do you have discount codes or referral codes or anything?
No, I just automatically do discounts right now because
maybe what you do when people give you some market research on these themes is, hey, thank you so much for commenting. There's no pressure either way. And you can type all this out, right? Let's create scripts and put them in the group so we can all discuss and talk about it and say, hey, like I would feel really weird if you messaged me that, but if you tweaked it just a little bit, that would feel more comfortable. That would feel better, right? I would have had a better response to it. So type these things up. This is for anybody, you guys. If you guys have like, hey, what do you think about this script? If I were to send this to someone, would this feel icky or would it feel good? Okay.
Right.
So then it's like, hey, thank you so much for commenting and just kind of telling me your thoughts about it. There's no pressure here either way, but as a thank you, and I totally understand your frustration with subscription boxes. That's why I created Deontay box or whatever you want to say, right? As a thank you, I just want to give you 10% off. If there's anything that you see that you would really like, check it out. No pressure either way. You can always gift it to a friend instead.
Right.
Something like that, So then people are actually looking and taking a look at it, right? What's in it for them.
Right.
I think those are the things that we're missing, and obviously you can't give anything away for free, but you can give them a discount. Hey,
right. Actually the running discount's 20.
Well, so whatever you want. Yeah.
So, but I have my website and I have a video that explains, and most of that is in there. And I'm pushing the video, trying to get people to understand what it's about, the frustration.
I think people are going to more cater to listening to you actually talk about it personally to them than watching a video. To be honest, if you said, hey, watch this video, I'd be like, I'm not watching this video. But that's me. I'm kind of an asshole sometimes. But I also just don't have time for that. I'm like, no, why? What's in it for me?
Right.
So then it's like, and I'm saying this with all the love in the world. So then maybe it's like, hey, you know what? I'm doing some market research. Can you just tell me your thoughts on this video? If you do, I'm actually going to gift you an additional 10% off, of anything in my shop.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, maybe I would now.
Right.
Do you see the shift there? The shift of energy?
Yeah.
So I want you to come up with 5 new ideas for you to try. This is specifically for you. 5 new ideas for you to try. And then some scripts that you can start using to actually start connecting with people personally. And so maybe you even need to create, this is way too much. This is almost confusing of well, what do we actually get? What does it look like? And so maybe it's you creating a video and explaining it in a different way. So maybe create some just more details about it. And I'm looking at your website here, so I can kind of look at this after we get off the call too and see. We just have to make sure we have to make sure things are idiot proof, you guys. In anything we do, you have to pretend you're talking to a 2-year-old and be like, okay, how can I explain this to you? Okay, this is what happens. This is what I do. This is how this works. So create 5 new ideas of what you could do, where that's posting a post. So maybe you create some new content, going live, etc. Maybe you do some unboxing videos, or you have other people do unboxing videos. So maybe you give a few for free and then you offer them, hey, if you do an unboxing video for me, I'll give you, I don't know, whatever that is. But just come up with 5 new ideas of maybe what you see people do and people offer. And then post that in the group, come back to us and create some scripts. And then we can always kind of cater them and to each of us can say oh, that would feel icky, that would feel gross, that would feel good, etc. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I have 2 unboxing videos already. And
are they just on YouTube though?
Huh?
Are they just on YouTube?
Yes.
Recreate them. Go live with them. You can tape the box back up. Who knows? No one cares. No one's gonna know. It's again, it's if you just send that to me on, unless if I'm searching and just randomly find your YouTube video and I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm not just gonna go watch your YouTube video.
Right.
So that's where you're being hurt right now. Is we need to start catering to people in a new way. That's why your personal profile should have 3 main themes of things that you talk about. One of them could be just regular lifestyle or your family, right? Mine could be my cat if I wanted it to be, but I don't post pictures of my cat all day. But it's for me, I talk to my friends and what I'm doing, and then it's really confidence related and then money related. And so I usually cater it only to that, so then people see my real life, but also what I'm offering. Does this make sense?
Yeah, that's what I usually do on my personal page because for some reason, like after a few minutes or an hour, it won't let me post on my business page unless I pay for it. Like it's weird.
Yeah, I don't even worry about your business page. I mean, I would just create some automatic post, just schedule some automatic posts, but I would not be focusing your energy on your business page right now. I would be focusing on creating new connections and seeing how you can help people and just get the word out that this is even a thing. Maybe that's even you saying, "Oh my gosh, I just created the most brilliant thing ever. I'm so excited," and I made subscription boxes for everyone where you can literally pick what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, and you're just celebrating that, It's
Right.
I think maybe we're missing more of you in this.
I think that's what it is like I've never gone live like ever. So like I'd be afraid I'd be stumbling on my words and stuff like
Guess
that.
what you can do if you do?
So I don't know. I think that's what it is.
If you stumble over your words, who cares? Just delete it, and then do it again, and then delete that, and then do it again. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like it. I think Shella has. So I think she was like, I made a lot of pancakes. So have you heard my pancake theory? No. Okay.
Wait.
So my pancake theory is like this idea of the first thing is always a flop. The first time you do anything for new, it's always a flop. So let's say you were making pancakes. Well, your first pancake might still be mushy in the middle, or it might be burnt on one side, or you poured way too much stuff in there, or you didn't pour enough and it's way too hot. Okay, so then we take the pancake off, we adjust as needed, and then the next thing you know, you're a pancake making machine, and you're like making the best pancakes on the world because you're like, I know what to do. I know the perfect, I know all of that. I know the perfect consistency. I know the perfect pour. Boom. I have this down to a T, but you have to start somewhere, right?
Right.
So
yeah, I do remember you talking
ultimately, who cares if you stumble over your words? Like,
Yeah.
What does that mean for you? It doesn't have to mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
It means to delete the video.
Right. Cool. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So 5 new things that you are going to try, and then create some scripts that we can read, and just make sure we're sharing more of your story of like, why does this matter? Like, I want you to really think about, why should people care about this? What is this going to do for people? And I want you to journal about that of like, why did I create this? What was my mission here? Because it's deeper mission than you think. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So get clear on that, and then let's reconnect, and then just try new things. Obviously what you're doing is not working, so we've got to try new things.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. We can always go back to people, but I'm going to move on. And then if you have more questions, like, feel free to let me know.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go with Susan next, and then Miss Shella, and then we'll do Sarah, and then whoever else. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type down that you have questions. Hi, Susan. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, there it goes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. You're on.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm doing so much today. So I have a ton of questions, and I don't want to take up the whole group. So
You're okay.
I'll save a lot for our private call.
Okay.
But so I was doing Get Unstuck and Thrive yesterday.
Oh.
And not to give the whole thing away, but on the first question, what are you stuck on right now? So when I do kind of narrow the niche and, kind of decide what I'm going to start with in the coaching world, I am doing great on mindset and motivation and that sort of thing. But when I start to think about the technical stuff, I know I don't need a website. I don't need an email list to start. But, I can't afford to outsource anything right now. So how do I learn the things like you make this first page? Like, I don't know how to make this. So where do you start learning the technical stuff, like a PDF, like how to take payments on PayPal? Like, where do you start to learn all those things?
I can just teach you. Yeah. Like, that's really what it is I teach you how to do them. Download Canva. Get on Canva for free. Don't pay for Canva. I don't pay for Canva.
Okay.
Just get on Canva for free. Canva. If everybody's Canva.com. If you guys are not on there, Canva is so easy to use. So let me share my screen with you guys really quickly. Let me make sure we can do this. I'll show you guys a couple of things. Does anybody else have questions of how to take payments on PayPal and stuff? And like how to take payments? You can also use Stripe. I personally use PayPal right now. Eventually, I'm going to look into creating something that's specifically like only that goes directly to my bank account from my website. I'm just not there yet. I love PayPal because they have the subscription option. So that way I don't have to worry about your payments. You don't have to worry about your payments. It's automatic. It's just automatic. I love that option because then nobody has to think about like, oh, I have to bill so-and-so. I have to bill so-and-so. I don't have time to think about that. I'm about to go travel the world. Like, I don't have time. I don't want my team to worry about that either. Get Canva. Did I give you guys a branding 101 yet workbook? If not, it's coming out this next week. Okay, it's coming out next week. All right, let me log in. Oh, yeah, I am logged in. Okay, here. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share my screen. All right, beautiful. Perfect. PicMonkey is cool too. I like Canva a little bit better. When it comes to certain things. So for instance, when you do your branding, my branding board does not look like a typical, like a graphic designer would share to you with their branding board. Obviously, you can go on Pinterest and look up branding boards. I like to have my clients just make something really simple and easy. So for instance, I've got my, once it loads. Okay, there it goes. I've got my colors here. These are my main core colors. If you see these colors, okay, this is probably Brooke. Brooke made this, right? Like literally you can see things. People will start to see fonts and stuff. And they'll be like, oh my God, this looks like you. That's because everything is on brand. Here's a few of my fonts I like to use. So you make something like this. Now in Canva, when you go back, let me go back to the main page, you can hit Brand Kit. It allows you to choose 3 main colors here. You could pay for it to have more. I don't pay for Canva. I see no reason to do so. But for instance, if you just want to click here and find some cool colors, all you got to do is just click on this, move this. I'm not going to move it because I want to keep this color, but you can move this around. You would copy the color code and just put it on a blank sheet. Like for instance, what I just had. And just use the color code as the actual color. Does that make sense?
Yes. And you can add your own pictures also, like pictures of yourself.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me go back to home. Okay, perfect. So let me say I'm going to create a poster. Here's the cool thing about Canva. And we'll just do this real quick and then we'll go over. So they have all these things. These are free templates that you can use. So let's say I really liked this one. Well, I don't want this to be, well, that's a picture. Okay, but let's say I didn't want that to be that color. I could change that color to yellow or blue or gray or my color, burgundy. I could change this background color, So you can change, you can utilize these. They're already pre-made. I make my own. I did go to art school, you guys. So like that is something. So don't beat yourself up over anything like, but you can just right here, let's say uploads. See like upload image. You can upload anything. So like all of these things I've uploaded. You can also find, so for instance, these are literally just watercolor marks that I Googled. So like you can find those. Like, you can find some regular, what are those called? Stock photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you start? Can you start from a blank image since I'm just starting everything and creating?
Yeah. So let's go back. So then if I just start here again, it's blank.
Okay. All right. So
these are just
I
templates if you want to use. And then there's elements, there's like squares. Just go in there and play around with this. Just play around, have some fun.
Okay. So I will do that. And then as far as payments, do you start with your personal bank account? Like when you're taking PayPal, I can get on there and teach myself, I guess. But do you link that to your personal account or do you need to get a business account?
So I do not pay for PayPal as the business upgrade, but I did create a business account in PayPal.
Okay, but it all goes into your personal.
Explain that to you further. Let me just log in real quick and show you this. Go to my PayPal. So for example, I'm not paying for it. So if I were to go to PayPal buttons and try automatic billing, it will say something like, you don't have the subscription for this. Oh, never mind. It does. It does not say that. So maybe, oh yeah, you need PayPal business account and the enhanced reoccurring payments to create this automatic. So, and then I have to learn more. I have to pay for this.
Okay.
I don't usually do this. I mean, I can look into, they may have changed it, but for instance, if you go into your PayPal and you don't have the business account, it will not look like this. But how I literally do all of this is you guys are on subscriptions right now. If you are paying me in a payment plan, you are paying me on a subscription. That means it comes out at the same time every either month or 2 weeks. Okay. So for instance, let's say this was, 10 payments of $150. Okay. And let's say we wanted that. So this is where you put the amount, $150. Billing cycle. Well, this is once a month. If you wanted it every 2 weeks, you would just change this to a 2 every 2 weeks. How many cycles? 10. 10 payments. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Create button. Email. Use this link. Beautiful thing about this that you guys, if you're just selling something just straight off of PayPal, if you don't want to have a sales page or anything, you could always change this to a bit.ly link. I do not pay for bit.ly. I just use the free option with my login.
Okay. And when you receive money, does it go into your personal bank account or do you have a separate business account?
It just goes, like for instance, I have money in here still. So I can just transfer this over to my account.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's signed up. It's just signed up on my account. So like when you go to, I think it's like money and your preferred way of payment, here, like transfer money. And then it'll have my account here.
Gotcha. So you don't have for a brick and mortar, like for our brick and mortar, my husband and I, we have a totally separate business account than our personal accounts. But when in coaching, you think it's fine to stick with just your personal account?
Legally, I cannot offer you any legal financial advice in this. Okay. So you can take what I say, you can leave what I say, but legally, I am not giving you any accounting whatsoever advice. Cool?
Cool.
But in the beginning, I did not have. When I get back from traveling, I will have a separate account. I don't have a separate account. You need to keep all of your shit, okay? All of your receipts, everything, your payments to people. I know a lot about taxes, unfortunately, which I wish I didn't, but I mean, it's a good thing for a business. I know a lot about taxes. I know you probably know a lot about taxes too. If you keep really, really good records, it will be okay. Yes, it would be wise. If you guys want to start with split bank accounts, perfect, do that. And then it will show you as paying yourself from your business account, that you'll be like paying yourself. I take really good records, and so I just have it under one right now, partially because I hate the Bank of Wells Fargo and they charge you for accounts, and I'm like, I need to find a different bank. So it's up to you. If you already have an accountant or a CPA that you usually go to, I would maybe inquire with them and ask them what they would suggest you do. I truly don't think it matters in the beginning until you get a little bit bigger, and then you might want to. If you can keep track of all of your receipts, you're pretty golden.
Okay, so I'll get on those. And my other questions, I think, are much more in depth, so I'm going to wait, I think, to our private call so I don't take up the whole thing today.
Okay. Well, hang out and see if when we kind of finish up with everyone, like see what else people are asking. Do you have any other questions about your personal business, like your business? I know you and I need to get on the phone and do clarity.
Yeah, and I have already scheduled that, and that's where I want to go more in depth is with the clarity, because I think I haven't done the niche worksheet yet. That's what
also doing the ideal client breakthrough for you. So do the niche one, do the ideal client breakthrough, and maybe even the clarity workbook. That's a lot of writing. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of pages there. But if you can try to do those before our call, that might help just speed along the process too.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I've got those printed all out, and so I'll work on those today, because when I go into clarity, that's I'm multi-passionate, and I just want to make sure I pick the thing I really want to go with, so that I can go with that, and then I have more questions based on what we go with.
And that's just life, right? That's a beautiful thing about ongoing support, is that you have beginning questions and you overcome one battle, then you're like, well, I have new questions now, and that's why. Yeah. Okay, you feel good? Was that a good
Yes, because I'm gonna, outside the worksheets, I am gonna go ahead and
So
look at
obviously
those
I
sites.
showed you the subscription option, which is really beautiful for you guys to see how it's automatic and how I make that automatic. You can use Stripe too. Some people prefer Stripe over PayPal. I don't really care. Obviously the fees that they charge when you get money, you can write that off on your taxes. And then also if you were just purchasing a buy now, it would be the buy now option rather than the subscription.
Okay, gotcha.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, Michelle, my love. Okay, so I'm going to mute you, and I'm going to unmute you. Hi. And then we'll do Sarah, and then Sierra, and then whoever else. Thank you. So Sierra actually just posted some stock photos, which is really awesome. So if you guys want to grab that real quick so we don't lose that, you know, so you have those as well. All right, Michelle.
Well, I'll have to go back and do that. Okay, I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay. The first one of them is one of the questions I asked in my my post about what am I? I don't know what I am, because I don't want it to just be because my client is not just people who are dealing with just body positivity. It's not just that. It could be anybody who feels like they haven't been able to be themselves, that had they felt bullied or criticized for being them. And, you know, so it's anybody. It's not just, you know, body positivity.
Sure.
So,
so what is it really? So you just explained your answer yourself. So you just said it's anybody who has ever felt like they can't be themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's you help people step back into their true identity. That's a little fluffy, but that's a little bit of an example to start with.
Okay.
Right?
So,
Anybody who has felt pushed down, you help them rise.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay, keep going.
Okay, but yeah, so I'm working on a title, my elevator pitch. Those are my 2. I was having a horrible time with that elevator pitch. I could never get anything I was happy with.
So I might have to do something similar to what I had. What were you here when I was talking to Jennifer?
Yeah, I think.
So what? Literally, we gotta write down what you know you're gonna help people with, how you know you're going to help them, and what they really want. What do they really, really, really want? What do they want more than anything in the entire world?
It's really the who part that I'm having the problem with. The I help blank. I help. I mean, the ones I wrote down where I work with amazing women. I help amazing. I don't know.
Well, so then it's asking, like, is it only women? Is it entrepreneurs?
Well,
is it?
It's not only women necessarily, but no, people.
Okay. I would look for cinnamon people. All right. Well, I would look up, like, what's a different word for people? I help, you know, and maybe, what?
I said individuals, but that's too cold.
Okay, but it's getting better, right? So sometimes it's literally spouting out like every single word that comes to mind. Okay, individuals. Okay, what else? What other ideas do people have? So individuals, people. I help. Maybe it's men and women. Maybe we just say that, but maybe we say something in the between, like beat down men and women, rise back up into their power, right? So maybe there's a what is that? It's a descriptive word. I was like, what is that word I'm looking for? The descriptive word, maybe there's something like right in before men and women. Like beat down or empowered or, you know, I don't know what that is because I don't know enough about your client. But if you go back through your ideal client breakthrough, there should be specific words that maybe pop out for you. That's why I have you guys, it might seem repetitive because I want you guys to literally see, it will literally be like, oh, well, duh, this makes sense now. I said this 5 times. And so reread that and re-look through those specific words.
Okay. All right.
It can literally be as simple as I help men and women. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Don't make it so hard. Make it easy.
All right. Okay.
It's okay.
The other question I had was, where do you find these Facebook groups that you can advertise?
Beautiful. This is a beautiful question. This is a beautiful question. Okay. So once you know who your ideal client is, I want you to write down. So here's the thing. Once we know what their pain is, right? Because they're always searching for pain to get out of their pain or to move towards their pleasure. That is why people are going to want to hire someone or pay for something to continue to grow. So you need to I would write down 10 to 20 words that they're either searching for. So keywords that they're either searching for or that's how you can find them. So for example, I could write down confidence. And so do you guys, know how to look for groups in Facebook, right? Does everybody know how to do that? Or do I need to share my screen? Okay. I was like, that's pretty basic, but I just like to make sure. So literally I could write down confidence and then search groups, and then every single group that has anything to do with confidence will literally show up. Okay. And then I add myself to these groups. Do I like the vibe in here? Can I promote in here? I would also suggest having a separate, like a document, like a spreadsheet that has group. Can I promote? Yes or no? What are the promotion days if I can? Okay. And then who is this group for, right? Who is the leader of the group? You can also think about, you guys, this is a trick to grow. I'm going to be giving, you guys are going to love the growth workbook that I have for you. I literally wrote it at like 3 a.m. when I went to the airport for when I was going to Vegas. And I was like, this is the most brilliant idea ever. Like, you guys are going to love this. I was so excited. And I was like, okay, boom. And I was like, I don't know how I'm writing this at 3 a.m. I just have to tweak it a little bit. But anyway, so here's another key to growing, right? This is how you can grow your Instagram really fast, or how you can grow really anything, is finding the people, the influencers that you know your ideal client is already following, okay? Go to their groups. Where are their groups? Who are they following? What you know? And then it's like, it's not like you're poaching people's people, but you kind of are. You're like, hey, come look at me, what I'm doing. And it's never right, because there's no scarcity here. There's only abundance, right? So just because someone else does what I do, you guys resonated with me for a reason, on purpose, right? Someone's going to resonate with you guys, or someone else, or da-da-da. That's why we have to continue to show up, continue to grow, continue to make connections, and make sure our personal page and our personal Facebook group is in check. Right? So that then when we're making these connections, people are like, oh, what does she do? Oh my gosh, she has such a beautiful family. Look at her cute dog. I love that. Oh, what is she talking about here? What is he talking about here? This sounds really cool. I'm going to check this out. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Yep. So keywords. So make a list of 10 to 20 keywords that they are either searching or wanting. Go find some groups. Here's the thing. I have mixed and matched my groups multiple times over and over and over and over again. Okay. I have kicked them out because I'm like, I hate the vibe in here. I don't like this anymore. And just find the ones that feel really good to you. You guys, promotion is always allowed in Fiercely Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. The only thing that I require is that you give value. You give tips, you give tricks, you give support. You don't have to just post on Sundays, but nobody knows that, because they're not reading the rules. But like, as long as it's free, you can promote in my group. That's fine with me, as long as people just give too. We don't want it to be like a spam fest. We want it to be like hey, I want to support each other, you know? And then if you want to be a spam fest, then just post on Sunday. I don't care. Like, that's fine. That's what it's for. So it's finding those groups that you can do that in, that your ideal client is in, and you can show up as the expert there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Any other questions?
Just I guess that might take time. That might not be something we can figure out sitting here. But a title, I don't have a title. Like, I don't know what to call myself.
I like the idea of self-love. I like that, because I think that, but maybe it's writing different things about what self-love means to you, and maybe it's writing down empowerment. Maybe empowerment is a good word. So it's writing. So I think that when you write these things down that I had you earlier, what did I say? I said like what they really, really want.
Yeah.
Who you're here to help, you know, those things. Once you write those down, write down these words. What do they actually want? So maybe empowerment. Maybe you're an empowerment coach.
Actually, I've already been using the empowerment.
Okay.
I've been using an intuitive life and empowerment coach. That's what I've been using.
Intuitive life? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Life. Okay.
Also because I'm like really big on like, well, I mean, they don't have to. People can only, you know, only if they want to.
You're going to be attracting woo-woo people with that. And it's fine.
Yeah, I do all the woo-woo. I'm all, you know, I'm the woo-woo.
That's fine. If that's what you want to attract to you, say you're an intuitive life and empowerment. Beautiful. Then you already have a title.
I just don't know
you have to be
what I'm actually doing though. Okay.
Well, it doesn't need to.
Okay.
Your elevator pitch does. And then under the elevator pitch goes even further.
Okay. All right, got it. Okay, so I
Would
already
it
have
help
my
you
title.
guys if I post my title, my elevator pitch, and then my under the elevator pitch in the Facebook group? Would that
Yes.
help? Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I made my title up. I had someone once reach out to me and say, how do I become a mind shift coach? And I said, you don't, because it doesn't exist. I made it up. You have to be so excited about it. That is the most important key to anything you do in your life and you're in your business, is that you're so excited about it. You're like, I'm doing this thing. And then you cultivate that energy of, look at me, I'm doing this cool thing. You need to be a part of it. It's so amazing. Do we see that shift of energy rather than being like, yeah, I just do this, like I'm just a coach, right? Like it's totally different. Like you have to be really excited about, like, oh, it's really, really cool. You have to learn about this. Like it's going to change your life, right? Wayne, I want you to make sure you get into some product-based Facebook groups too, because I know there's some of those as well. So try to find some product-based. That's just a side thought. Susan, great question, Chella. Okay. You guys are probably honestly really overthinking all of this. You know, it's so easy for brilliant people to make things really hard on themselves. And so you're probably really like, if this was easy, what would the answer be? You already know the answer inside of you. You already know it. What?
So that's an awesome question.
Write it down. Re-listen to this every day. All right, title, elevator, pitch, and under. Okay. I just changed it recently because of my messaging that I'm now going to be messaging people, but you'll see how, and here's the thing, you just adjust and shift things as you want to, as you need to. My elevator pitch in the last year and a half, a little bit longer, is literally, it's changed like a million times. Jennifer said my soul is on fire. Yes. All right. So it's changed a million times, right? Does that mean that people like get confused? No, because my ultimate goal is still the same, but I just tweak it to better attract my people all the time. I'm always tweaking it. Okay. Do you have another question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Totally.
I don't know why your microphone of all people is like, it's so quiet. I'm like, what are you saying? Not that going closer to my screen is going to help me hear better, but I think that like logically,
I can talk louder.
That's what my brain wants to do. Is like, what?
I can talk louder.
So both Jennifer and Shella, you guys, and then Susan, if you want to take that on too, you guys both have that same homework there of writing down those things, putting those into the group, and then we can kind of explore and come up with elevator pitches together. Cool? Okay. Yeah. It's literally, you guys, the point of an elevator pitch is like, you have one floor, here's what I do, and then people were like, oh, what does that mean? I want to know more. That sounds really cool. You know, that's the whole point of it. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, Miss Sarah. Are you free?
Yeah, I actually don't have like a ton of time, so after this I might have to hop off.
That's okay. Yeah, next time.
Come back, but I'm not sure.
I think you came on late, so next time, just in the beginning, kind of like what Jennifer, she was like, we knew she had to leave early, so just say, hey, I have to leave early today, you know, and we'll just kind of put you guys first.
Yeah. So I do have two questions.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the easiest one first.
Okay.
I created this post, and I've shared it into a few groups over the past few days. And it was initially a post to kind of help my intentions for the week and connect with more women.
Mm-hmm.
And in the post, like, I did claim that my intention was to connect with more women, and then it had all this other stuff, like things about me, what I do, and just like at the end kind of like a CTA, but like rather to get to know me rather than to get something from me. So my question is, do you think mentioning that it was my intention could have put a negative light on it, because they were like in different groups at different times and it didn't get very much attention?
Okay. Re-ask, so can you just clarify the message or the question that you have here? So what is it? I'm going to pull it up.
Do you think it's necessarily a bad thing that I mentioned that it was my intention for the week to get to know more women?
No. I'm just reading your post here. Okay. Here's the thing you need to remember is not everything is going to be seen. So like, for instance, my girl Crystal, she's in here. She's just not here. She messaged me the other day and she was like, my post isn't working. And I was like, well, how many groups did you post it in? What time of day did you post it? How many times did you try it? And then she tried it again and it worked like magic. And I was like, it's not working my ass. Like, of course it's working. You just have to try it again. So sometimes people are going to gravitate to things again. So let's ask better questions. Okay. Let's ask like, okay, what else do I want to post? So instead, maybe it wasn't clear here. So introducing yourself, that's beautiful. People might have just thought, hey, this is just an introduction. You know, maybe instead here, you have too many questions to where it's confusing because you say, do you want to be biz besties? Do you want to send me pics of your dogs? I think that's super fun. I just think people didn't see that, you know? And maybe you flip this. Maybe you flip by saying, hey guys, I want to introduce myself. P.S. I want you to say something below, you know, and then you say something about you, you know, or say hi below and connect with me. But I guess my question to you is, what was your goal? What did you want to happen with this post?
Like, so my goal was for like, whether it's them messaging me or commenting, and then like once they did that, I wanted to create like an actual real connection with all these other women that are in the online entrepreneur world.
My question to you is, why are you giving yourself the rule that people need to connect with this post for you to connect with them?
That's a difficult question.
So I'm just kind of trying to flip this.
I just kind of feel like,
go ahead.
Like, I feel like I put a lot of me into it. Like there was a lot about me and kind of like my personality, and that's what I want people to connect with. Like just even before considering even working with me. And so I wanted people to be able to connect with me when my like personality went into the post, if that makes sense.
So here's what I'm hearing though, is that you're putting so much value on if people did or did not comment and or like. So here's what I want to ask you. Since people did not comment and or like, what meaning are you giving that? What do you feel like that means for you? Asking you some tough.
That's a hard one. It's kind of like maybe it means that they're not feeling connected with me, and then, you know, initially that causes a problem with how I want to connect with people before anybody even considers working with each other.
Okay, so maybe it means they're not connecting with you, right? They're not, maybe connection's not the right word. They're not like gravitating towards what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And so internally, what do you feel like that means for you? Let's bring it down further.
I feel like maybe it means that I'm not giving off the right energy.
Okay.
And that maybe just the perspective of the post is kind of like making it so they don't gravitate towards me.
Well, I mean, there's really can be a lot of things here. So Jennifer said, which is very true, I read lots of things and forget to like and comment, but people are always watching. You know, I can't tell you the number of times that people have come out of literal nowhere, and they're like, I've been watching you for days, or I listen to your podcast every week, and I've been watching you. Like, even one of my most recent new one-on-one clients, she was not in my Facebook group. She was not on listening to my podcast at all. She saw my content in other people's groups and said, hey, I like your content. What is it like to work with you? And I was like, she knew nothing about me. Like, Susan said, maybe that's her too, but she when I went, one of my VIP clients, she knew nothing about me, and then she paid me my highest level of working with me. And then I was like, are you in my Facebook group? Do you know anything about my life? Like, do you want to know about my life? So I think you're putting meaning in something that there doesn't need to be meaning into. why do people have to connect with you in this way? Why can't you make connections in a different way? So instead of saying, oh, this means that people aren't gravitating towards me, it could just mean that people are busy. Or maybe we need to try a different picture. Maybe we just need to try something different. So maybe you don't even put your attention on the top. You just say, hey, like, I want to connect with badass women or badass people in this group. It doesn't matter. I don't know who you're trying to connect with. Obviously, it depends on your ideal client. But, you know, this is honestly, I see this as an intro post. And yes, people may or may not say hi, but I don't think it means anything more than, you know, it just be whatever. It's just an intro post. I don't even know if people saw the questions that you had written down. So if you really want to connect with people, I would literally, here's the thing, you still have time for this week. Your intention is still the same. The only thing that's different is you're now going to message 20 people who are following, who are basically, you're making connections in a different way. So following the people that are like I said, the influencers that your ideal clients are following, message some of those people. If you see a post where someone commented and said like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed to hear today, and it's something that you would have taught too or something like that, you can always connect with them. You would add them on Facebook and just connect with them on a personal message and ask them a fun fact from there. But here's the thing that I think is the key that we need to separate is that you said something along the lines of like, if they don't connect with me, how could we have that connection to work together? That's not the vision of connecting. If you just want to connect with people, it's just you complimenting people. It's just you starting a conversation, but then you're constantly showing up, and then maybe they're intrigued to work with you later. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like separating your intention out of it. Your intention here, maybe in your subconscious, was not really just to connect with people. It was, how can I connect with people so they can become my clients?
Right. Okay.
And that energy is a lot different than I just want to make friends. And then because I'm a badass and I'm going to keep showing up and knowing that I have such good stuff and people need my services, they're going to gravitate to me once we become, you know, connected online, or once we talk and say things. We'll be able to create messages and scripts. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the things that I've been doing lately and what you can start doing as well. But I just want to make sure you set your intentions before you set the post. But also, don't get butthurt if a post doesn't do very well. Sometimes I will post something in one group and it'll be like, blah, 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 and it'll just like blow up. And other times I post things and I still get zero anything. And I'm just like, I don't know what happens. Like, there's no, you know, like, who cares? You know, it's just constantly showing up and trying new things. Does that make sense? What other questions do you have?
So I just had one more question before I have to go. So when it comes to content, there are the three, from the last program I was with you and we talked about the three umbrellas.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of those for me, for the pain points, are limiting beliefs.
Okay.
And so with that, my question is how to, like, if you have a strategy to make it more specific rather than just limiting beliefs in general.
Do I have a strategy to make it more specific? What do you mean by that question?
Like a way you can dig into it deeper, like, because that's where I'm kind of stuck right now and where my content isn't being created.
So I think the question is, what are the exact phrases they are saying that they need help with? So like, instead of saying, I'm here to help you with your limiting beliefs, do they even know they have limiting beliefs? Do they even know what a limiting belief is? What do they know they need help with? Right? So it's just like, for example, we have to show up giving people what they think they need based off of what they want. And then when they sign up with us, we give them what they actually need. So for example, there is 1,000,001 money courses out there. The money courses that you take do not say, okay, here is 10 ways that you can make money today. I mean, granted, like I gave you 50 ways to go sell today. Like that's something you can actually go do. You can utilize those tips. But it's literally going through your old money story. It's releasing that. It's setting new money stories. It's setting new standards. It's working on attraction. So it's a lot of mindset stuff. right? But the key thing that we want is actually money. We know we want money. We don't know we need the mindset stuff to help us get the money. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So what are the actual phrases? Like what is a phrase that they're saying? Like maybe they're saying, I just want to be happy. Maybe that's what they want. What are the tangible things that they actually want? And catering to that. Did I answer your question? I feel like I went on a tangent. I don't know. Re-ask me the question.
No, I think it answers it.
Okay. I think it's getting more specific, right? Because it's like, do they know that they have limiting beliefs? Do they know what that even is? Maybe we just talk about your belief of blah, 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 blah is sabotaging your success. I don't know. That's just a title I just made up on my butt. So like, that's like, maybe you could talk about something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another question? Did that answer your
No,
question?
that was it.
Did that
Yeah,
spark some ideas though?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, cool. Yay! Keep trying. Just keep going. You guys, here's the thing. It's like it's showing up, showing your face every single day. Something about you, Sarah, that I think you really need to do, and this is for everyone, but something I noticed about Sarah is, Sarah, you don't have that many pictures of yourself, right? I've seen a few key ones that you've used a couple times. So maybe it's getting some new pictures, asking a friend. You guys, I can teach you how to quickly edit some photos on Photoshop. If you need help with that, I can teach you how to do that. Photoshop is $10 a month. I'm pretty sure for the first month, you probably get it for free. I don't know, I'm sure there's a thing. We could come together and I could teach you how to do that. Ask someone, you guys, this is important. You need to have like professional looking photos. Just as much as selfies and good things are needed, you need to have some kind of professional looking photos, okay? But all of my photos, either my mom or my friends have taken. I have not hired a really expensive photographer, mostly because I did go to photography school. So like, I do know what I'm talking about. I do know how to position that. But if you have a friend that has a good camera, go have some fun. Go take some cool photos. The iPhone, oh my gosh. Have you seen the portrait mode on this thing? It's incredible. Like if you have an iPhone, like, I don't know, this is the XR, this is the new one. But it takes incredible photos, incredible images. And then I can teach you how to edit it. That's easy. So, but maybe it's taking some new photos so you stand out. Maybe it's doing a boomerang instead of for places that allow videos. Maybe you can do a cute little like, hey, you know, like what's going to get your energy across? Cool. You can buy your friend lunch for taking photos of you, and then you can write it off in your taxes. Duh. Beautiful. All right. Jennifer knows some free apps to edit, post resources in our group. Perfect, you guys. Yeah, if you guys ever have things that you want to share with people, that would be beautiful. Absolutely. Okay, Miss Sarah, are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Feeling better? You have some ideas?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, Sarah. Okay. Who else has questions? Miss Amani, do you have some questions, or Heather? Do you guys have questions that you already know? You're just kind of chilling and maybe we'll spark a question? Yes. Is this a thumbs up as I have questions, or you're just chilling and okay. Okay, well, after Sarah or after Sierra. Yeah. Okay. I was like, does this mean you're good? All right. So funny. All right. Hi, Sierra.
Hello. Okay, so my big question is really around pricing.
Okay. Deal. Let's talk about it.
I've changed my focus, because I'm a brand designer, I'm a website designer. I'm good on those prices because I know what the industry standard is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know where my skills are. When it comes to coaching though,
mm-hmm.
the way that I found my prices for branding and websites is completely different as far as what you should be charging for the timeline and the value and all of that.
Sure, so, right, because it's a different entity, right? It's like you basically are putting, when you have graphic design, you're putting hours into it, right? You are literally spending hours creating, designing, etc.
Right. So
okay.
It's a little bit more concrete.
This is a beautiful question.
So when it comes to coaching, and I'm really focusing on a one-on-one program.
Okay.
It's going to be 10 weeks long. Every single week is going to be a 90-minute intensive. and it's also going to have like homework bundles, and they're going to have goals that they have to hit, and it's all about like creating their sales process together.
Can I first ask, what's the importance of 10 weeks?
Because that's how long it's going to take to get through everything. Because I kind of played with this before and did almost like a beta for it. And going through like all the content and seeing how long it takes them to actually get through the homework and like about how long my calls typically last. So we're pretty much going to start with like kind of like ideal client a little bit, go into brand voice, go into strategies. We're actually going to build them a sales funnel. So that takes a dedicated amount of time. We're actually going to work on sales and all of this kind of stuff. So it's going to take me that long to teach them everything I need to teach them.
Okay. I just asked because my first question is like, why don't you just extend it to 12 weeks so they have 2 weeks of maybe some implementation? It's up to you. Think about it. Just think about it, because then it would be like a 3-month program, right? And then maybe they have like a week off, because let's see, life gets crazy, right? We all have our own shit going on and life happening. So, okay, here's the thing when it comes to pricing. There's a couple things that happens, okay? Number one, you have to feel really good about it yourself, okay? If you're like, okay, I'm going to charge $10,000. You're like, oh my God, someone's going to pay me $10,000. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. Okay, that's not going to work, okay? You have to believe. And so you have to get behind your pricing 110%. And you have to believe it. So here's the thing about pricing. I do not price things for me. I price things for you guys. I price things for my clients. So like if this was $20, half of you guys probably would not be here right this minute. I'm going to be honest with you. You probably wouldn't be here. You'd probably be like, yeah, I'll just get the replay. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't need to show up for this. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's a different entity. It's a different energy. I have sold things for a lower price. Some of you, I know Sarah was in a couple of a lot of you guys are brand new to the life of Brooke, to be honest. But, Sarah has been a part of some of my master classes that I sold for, a low price, and people did show up for that. But a lot of people didn't, And so the pricing is for the other person. And then it's asking yourself, what is this transformation worth? If I were to put a value on the transformation that they are going to receive, what would that value be? What would I pay for that? What would I want to charge for that? And then I want you to validate it. So maybe it's you sitting down and writing 50 reasons why you are so worthy of this price. Why this program is like, boom, done. This is the price and this is amazing and this is why. And 50 reasons is meant to be hard. It's really hard. I'm still working on my 50 reasons, right? I think I'm at like 38. Like I'm like, okay, but you still like continue to grow that. So it's for the other person. It's not for you. Yes, of course, we're going to price things for our goals. And we'll be talking about in the next few weeks. I actually want to kind of go over what a 6-figure business plan would look like. So you can kind of just visualize it and see what that would look like. And obviously we can cater it to each and everybody's personal questions and personal business. But here's the thing though too, is as you grow, your prices will grow with you. So Wayne has a little bit of a different situation. Wayne, but still, maybe your price is raised once you like sell 1 million of them and you're like, okay, I don't have the time to do all of this. I'm just gonna up it $5, $10 more, and maybe that's what it becomes. Just like Netflix. Netflix has, I'm a Netflix queen. I've had Netflix since like the day it started, right? I was like, I love Netflix. Okay, it started at like $6.99 a month, I'm pretty sure. And then originally you had the DVDs in addition to the streaming. And then it's gone up. And now I think it's closer to like $15 a month. Did I back out when they raised their prices? No, because I love them. Because I love them. Number one, because I like the service that they offer me. I see the value in it. So obviously that's not like a huge jump. I'm not talking about a huge jump. I have not made huge jumps in my businesses when it comes to pricing. I make little, which is how my one-on-one program went from like $3,600 when I first started, because that's all I could get behind at the time, to over, 10K, now. But depending on the option, of course my programs have changed too. I just changed it last week. I was like, I feel like I want to have a 6-month option and a 3-month option instead of a 4-month option. Like that's the beautiful thing about having your own business. You could do whatever you want that feels good to you. But remembering the pricing is also for the other person, not just for me. Does that make more sense? It's literally getting quiet and asking yourself, what do I feel? Like, what is the price I feel called to charge for this? What do I feel like this price is? And sometimes it's just like that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And that's what I run with. Because ultimately you have to be excited about it.
Right. Okay.
Do not look at other people though. Stop looking at other people. It doesn't matter what anybody else in the marketplace charges for whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right?
Well,
Like,
my issue was that when I first started this, because coaching was absolutely brand new to me, I dirt cheap and had like no real plan to it. And so it was coaching, but also implementation. So I'm still sticking with that, but I've got a plan now. And
good, yay!
I got to the point where it was absolutely so draining because of the clients that I was attracting at that dirt cheap price. And
well, and that's another thing to think about, you guys. You know, it is something to consider. You know, it's like, who do I want to be attracting?
Yeah, I literally had someone fall asleep on the phone with me while we were writing her website content. It was awful. So we need to not do that ever again.
Yeah, and that's where, here's the thing. Like I've said to you before, you're gonna attract non-ideal clients for a while. Okay, I have worked with people who I thought were dream clients at the beginning, and then after a while, or something happened, or it just wasn't. I don't know. It was just wonky. Something weird happened, and does that mean anything more than a lesson? No, it's just, okay, how can I tweak this to work on, what do I actually want to try? What did I not like about the situation? How can I do better? What would change this? How do I need to show up differently? So it's just kind of evolving, right? And getting more clear. And then also not accepting everybody that comes your way, because you don't need everybody who just comes into your front door, right? It's not like I said on the audio, if you guys listen to the dream, you know, the magnetizing your dream clients, it's not like there's someone next door who could possibly be a significant other and you're like, okay, let's do this. Like, it's like you actually look for the people you want. You're not just open to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
So, just check in, get quiet, and allow yourself to ask. The reason I think you're maybe getting confused is maybe you're looking at too many things, right? Because you said before it made sense with the industry standards of what your design would cost. There's no rules here when it comes to everything else.
Yeah. Okay.
And then as you grow too, you guys, I've constantly invested in myself. I think last year I invested maybe $60,000 or $40,000 to $60,000 in just coaching for me personally. You know, so it's like, with that being said, and with the knowledge that I know that I have and the things that I've gained, that I might raise my prices because of it.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Okay. Yeah. I'll save the rest for the one-on-one.
You what?
I'll save the rest of my questions for the one-on-one.
Okay. We have a call. Okay. Raise your prices, you guys. Here's the thing too. You have to just, like, you are so worthy of whatever it is. There is no nobody can put an actual price point on your worth. That just doesn't exist, right? So I mean, if anything, we should be charging like $2 billion every client, but like, that's also just like, you know, like, it's one of those things that it's like, okay, well, that's not where we're at, but it's like, maybe eventually that's where we are. That's where we get to. And it's working our way up every step of the way. All right, Miss Amani with the thumbs up. I was like, what? I was like, does that mean you're good? What does that mean? We're just like doing some hand signs over here. All right, girlfriend, what's going on?
Okay, well, now you just got me thinking if I should be raising my price. Oh, I don't know.
It's honestly, it's always been a gut decision of like, okay, I'm going to be, the first time I sold, the first time I signed my first 2 clients, it was my 6-ish week of business. I had my first price. I think I did like a 4-month program, and it was $3,600. And all of a sudden, because I had been working on myself and my mindset and my money mindset, I was like, I don't think this is the price anymore. And I literally raised it to 42 or something. I don't even know. I just made this shit up. Like, that's the thing. You just make it up. I literally like made it up, and I was like, that sounds cool. I don't know. And like, there's no logic to it. And I was like, I'm supposed to raise my prices. I didn't have anything that said, hey, you already have a client, raise your prices. I didn't have any clients at the time. At the time, I think I did 50 sales calls. And didn't have a client. And I was like, all right, we'll just keep going. But I raised my prices anyways because I felt that was the right moment. And I was like, this feels better to me. And sometimes that's what it takes because you're excited about it. So if you're feeling, and it's all in your gut, right? And if it's like, we always want our price to kind of like, push us a little bit, right? We're like, oh my God, someone just paid us that. Ah! You know, it's exciting. And that constantly stretches yourself too. But it's always up to you. It's a gut decision. It's a gut feeling.
Okay. I wanted to say as well, thank you so much for the niche thing.
Oh, I'm so glad you love that.
Because it completely changed my vision of everything. And now the thing that I'm going to launch, I feel so passionate and excited about what I'm saying in it, that if nobody responded and nobody bought, I would still feel proud of myself because I know I was saying the right thing and doing the right thing.
Beautiful.
So I feel
everybody deserves to
so
be
grateful.
That's where our message continues to grow over and over again, and that's how we're going to attract people to us, is when we know we're here for a deeper mission, and it really doesn't matter because of course people are going to sign up anyway. You know, it's like the of course, right? Develop my of course mindset of course that just happened. Of course I just found what Heather, didn't you find $20 on the ground the other day? Like, of course I just found $20 on the ground because that's just what happens to me. Like,
yeah.
Of course people are going to sign up because I'm so excited about this.
Yeah. Well, I think you are really kind of challenging me to raise my prices, because what I think is going on is, like, when I think about the lower price, I start to feel like a kind of even resentment. Like, I know this is worth more than this.
Okay, so why haven't you raised your prices so far?
Because I just raised it like a week ago, and now
rules. But if you're feeling resentment, like if someone, and that's the thing too, though, when it comes to one-on-one coaching, you guys, like that's where, and then sorry, I know, Wayne, I hope you're like, I know this is a little bit different than what you've got going on, but stick with me. But when it comes to like the service you provide, depending on how much you put into it, like I say with my VIP, like my one-on-one people, you guys, they're my people. Like they are literally like, I give as much as I can to them, you know? And that's what I love about starting this group coaching, is like I am giving as much as possible to you guys, right? And so you have to figure out what would feel good as an exchange there. You know, because, you know, the more you grow your worth, and it's not like nobody can actually pay me my worth. Like I said, then people would probably be paying me like $2 billion and $1 trillion, because that's what I feel like I am. You're welcome to this amazing discount. I'm just kidding. You know, like, you're welcome. Okay. No. But that's the thing, is you continue to grow. So it's not, so I feel like, what story are you putting behind that you can't raise your price just because you raised your price last week? Like, why are you saying, like, why is that coming up as this is weird? Why is there any
I think I'm telling myself that I'm greedy.
So that's definitely a big story, right? So where does that derive from? Where have you felt greedy in your past?
Whoa, you getting deep, bro. Why?
We're not even to the money part, guys. This is clarity week 1.
Yeah, no, you got it, you know, because like I've always been the kind of person like I'm a very high maintenance person. Sure. Not in terms of like, you know, like beauty treatments or anything like that. I mean, like in my soul, like if somebody wants to be in my life and love me, like a parent, a sibling, a friend, a boyfriend, I am a high maintenance person. That's just how I am. Like I'm deeply sensitive and all of that. And I have to be around the right sort of people, because I give a lot and I want a lot in return. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I think my story from my childhood is I always ask for too much.
So who told you that?
My parents told me that indirectly.
Right. So like everything that we've ever experienced or we learned before the age of 7, our brain is like a sponge that just grows, and it literally takes everything in. So indirectly, maybe someone, when you wanted an extra toy, no, you don't need that. You already have too much. You have too many toys. You don't need that. Okay, so that is something that had been said to you that then internalizes as I asked for too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is really important. So it's important to kind of clear that. And so maybe it's doing do you know the Ho'oponopono ritual?
I've heard of it. I haven't looked into it. I have heard of it.
I don't remember the exact way it goes, but it's the Hawaiian ritual of forgiveness. And it's really about like, I see you, I love you, I release you, I forgive you. Like, thank you. And even just do your own little ritual of like, thank you so much for protecting me. Because remember, our brain is always protecting us at every single moment in time. So the problem is of why you're hesitating to raise your prices, even though you know you really want to, is your brain is protecting you, because if you do that, you feed into the belief of, well, I'm too greedy. So if I'm too greedy, then what? You know, then what does that mean to you? You create a meaning yourself. It doesn't mean, like, to me, I don't really feel greedy at all. Like, that's not the feeling I feel, but that's a story that you have from your past, right? So it's really, I forgot, thank you, I love it. Yeah. So you can look up the Ho'oponopono ritual.
Yeah, I can see that. That's fine.
But you can do your own of, sometimes it's literally writing down, like, please, you know, Lord, like God, Jesus, whatever you want to pray to the universe. You recognize where this came from in the first place, and how can I do better? How can I do differently? And help me be aware of what's stopping me right now. And then allowing yourself to be in quiet with a pen and paper and just writing down what that looks like. And then immediately asking yourself, is it true? Do I currently believe this? Because a lot of the things that are, like, you know, Wayne said, the subconscious reprogramming. So it's a lot of the things that are in our subconscious right now are actually things that we don't actually believe personally about us, but they're things that everybody else has put onto us, what society thinks and what our parents thought and what we grew up, or even different countries. You guys, we have a couple different, I think, countries in this group, you know, so we probably have different cultural beliefs as well that have come into play as well, that different, you know, make us different. So it's allowing yourself to release that and then building up a brand new story of what you want to believe. So I think the exercise of why you are worth and why the program is worth the price, 50 reasons, is going to be really good for you, because then you start to show yourself the evidence of, well, this is all the reasons why I'm freaking amazing. And of course it's worth this because I'm awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you are really, your message that now that you're giving me is really, really going into me on a deep level. Like, so much, like, I feel like it's like overwhelming me what you're saying.
Good.
You know what is so interesting? You know, I told you I made a free audio training today to promote my program. You know what you were just saying there about the beliefs that we have that culture puts on us, our parents, other people. That's exactly what I was talking about in the free download. So that's like synchronicity.
It's funny how the signs that come up when you're about to shift and when you're shifting things. And so this is the thing that we're doing, you guys. It's that constant shift in beliefs. It's the constant, like, oh, that's a stinky thought. Do I actually want to believe that? Is that thought really true? You guys, I still have really shitty, stinky thoughts. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's a work in progress forever. It's not like anything else. It's like I said, instead of the ball hitting the wall and it be quicksand and it sinks in, it's about a quick bounce. It's about a bouncy ball, right? We're playing with a bouncy ball. And that's how we can choose to be our emotions. We get to choose again every single time. So it's instead asking you what you want to believe and creating some new affirmations around that. So I am worthy of massive compensation.
Yeah.
That's your new belief. And so how we grow that belief is we say it literally. So it's like, have you heard my my example about the water at the carnival, the kids section at the carnival with the water jug and how it like falls over you? You know, like a kid's water park.
I remember that one.
Do you know what I'm talking? Does everybody know what I'm talking about with the kids water park though? No? Google a picture. Google a picture of a kid's water park.
Yeah.
With a water bucket. Okay. So
yeah. I know. Yeah.
Okay. It's like a jungle gym, and at the top there's like a bucket that fills with water. Okay.
And then it's And then
eventually it falls over because it's too heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Our belief system of what we know to be true about ourselves and our core is the exact same way. So this is how you create new core beliefs, and it comes to the point where these core beliefs are. So like if I were to say to Susan, so obviously Susan has more like dirty blonde hair. It looks dirty blonde from here. I can't tell because of the background, but it looks dirty blonde. Okay. If I were to say to Susan, your hair is completely green, she's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Your hair is definitely not green right now, because you know it to be true for you. Okay. So what you know to be true for you right now is you have an old belief system of, hey, if I ask for this money, I'm greedy. And what does that mean for you? So it's diving into it further. Well, what does it mean if you're greedy? Does that mean you're a bad person? Does that mean that you can't serve? Does that mean that you're not deserving? You know, so it's diving into that deeper. But to grow the belief system, okay, so the bucket starts at 0, right? There's no water in there once it splashes over. And then it starts to fill. Eventually, that will rush over you, and that will become the core of what you believe to be true about yourself. And the more we can develop these really, really strong core beliefs, the better off we will be, because so I think even Wayne, you talked to me about maybe your mother's mindset around things, right? And so sometimes, like I said, I think I told you I had to have a conversation with my mom of how we talked about money from now on. How if it wasn't supportive out of her mouth about money, then I couldn't have the conversation about it, that I was unavailable for it. And I said it in really nice ways, right? I wasn't like in a mean way, but I was like, hey, listen, this is really important to me. So once you are strong in your core beliefs, then you can kind of check out and let something go through one ear and out the other and say, oh, it's interesting that you believe that. I know what is true for me, and I know what I believe to be true for me. So it's that constant, like, choosing again. It's the constant, like, oh, this is what I want to believe. And if this is what I believe, if I know this is true, if I know that I am worthy of massive compensation, then how do I show up? How do I act at that point? Does that make sense?
It totally does. It totally does. I just wanted to ask you like a personal question, but you don't have to answer, of course. I just wanted to ask. You said last year you spent money on coaching, like a significant amount of money on yourself. Like, was that with like different coaches or one or?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm an open book, you guys. That's why I talk to you guys about my abusive relationship, and I talk about the shit that I've gone through, and I even have a podcast episode about when I just moved across the country and all the crazy things that happened to me, and like how like my income kind of took a dip from that, and it's like growing it up. And so I'm not afraid to like be open and honest. Yeah, so I've invested in a lot of different things, you know, and it's the same thing. So it's like if I found a coach that I really, really love. So for instance, like my client Crystal and I have been working together for like 9 months now, one-on-one. And I think we're going to sign on again. I'll talk to her later. But sometimes you find those people, you find your person, and you're like, I love you. I want to learn all the things from you. I've invested in a lot of different things. So I went to Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within last year. And I also went to a conference, Angie Lee's conference in October. And then I worked with one-on-one coaches as well. So, and then I've done courses. I do all the things. I don't know. It's a gut decision. It's like, this is my gut says. This is where my gut is leading me now. Yeah. I do a lot of things. But sometimes you find that people, and you find your people, and you're like, I want to work for you forever. You know?
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Miss Heather, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. I know you're like, I'm just chilling and hanging out and like listening. Has anything sparked any questions for you or?
No, not really. I'm kind of just taking it all in and listening to everybody and everything. Learned a lot already, so.
Okay. I just want to love on you a little bit because I know I don't have any questions, but I'm just here, and that's totally fine. I'm glad you are here. I'm happy all of you are here, and I want to applaud you for showing up for yourself and being here. I mean, we've been here for almost 2 hours now, so that's really awesome. It doesn't even feel like, I feel like we blinked. Like, it was like, I feel like, what happened? But we still have like 15 minutes. If you guys, does anybody else have another question or something else that they want to ask or say or anything? You can type if you like. I can't see Shella. Like if you guys want to type and say, hey, I have another question, or if you want to raise your hand, like, hey, I have another question. Okay. Wayne, did you have another? Just need ideas. Okay, let's talk.
Okay. Yeah, I just need like I need some direction on like the ideas, like because I don't even know like where to go from here. Like,
So, I would relook into the Facebook groups that you were in. So like I really maybe so the new, I think maybe you're overthinking it. So the new idea is okay, I'm gonna go connect with 20 people in a genuine way. That could be a new idea.
okay.
Right? A new idea could be I'm gonna post in a group and say, hey guys, I'm doing some market research. Who in here loves subscription boxes? Drop a comment below. And then you let everybody like who loves subscription boxes, like what is your favorite subscription box below? And then you ask them, hey, what do you love about this? Is there one thing you would change about it? And then that's what I mean by market research is
Right.
that next step of like, well, what can I learn? Like how can I make my mind like the most amazing product in the whole entire world? And it sounds like it is really, amazing and beautiful and awesome, but they don't know who you are yet.
Right. I mean,
So-
like I have a survey that I've been giving to people, and it's also on my website.
So, but I think the thing we need to get away from is things that people are just doing for you and doing for them. So like when you're making that personal connection, then it's so personal and they're like, oh my God, he actually cares about what I want. He actually
Mhm.
cares. Yeah. Oh,
Right.
hey, yeah. You know what? Let's have a conversation about this.
Right.
And then it's an easy way to invite them to maybe the extra 10% off. And then you messaging people and say, hey, and maybe you from the comment you say, I'm gonna message you further so we can talk more about this. Is that okay? And then you message them, and then are you even to say like, hey, I'm so grateful that you responded to my message, like, or you commented on my post or whatever. Can I, I wanted to ask you some more questions. Is that okay? I'd love to. By the way, and then I love throwing in compliments places. Throw in compliments anywhere you can. By the way, your profile picture is so, and I'm obviously like not in a creepy way, but sometimes I'll tell people like, hey, your smile is really radiating. Like it's really beautiful,
Right.
And or like, where's your shirt from? I love that. Like it's so cute, or just complimenting someone to like ease the pressure here. So, because that's the goal here is that people will be more interested in what you do and then they'll check it out. And then here you have videos about why you do it. Hey, you guys, did you guys see the holiday special? Like you have a really unique option because you do have a, and I know that Isabel has more of a product-based business too, but it's like you can do, like there's I think President's Day is coming up. I have a President's Day sale. Like I have this extra thing. Like I have a special thing, like, hey, look, it's for Easter. Like, I don't know. Like you have really cool options to constantly be doing new promotions.
Right.
And different things. So, but then as people kind of join your circle, and you need to be adding people to your unit every single day, like into your Facebook, your Facebook page.
Okay.
Black Friday in March. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Well, it's not a Black Friday, but it's a new Black Friday.
Right. Yeah. Mm.
So, does that make sense? So those are the ideas I mean. It's like because obviously what you're already doing is probably really great, but there's something that's not working.
Right.
So we gotta try something new and tweak some things. So maybe another thing you do for homework for you personally is you write down a list of all the things you're doing, explain it a little bit, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know all of these things, like the one you said that posts to Facebook and stuff. And also check in on that, because I know when I thought about using Buffer as something to schedule my post, it actually messes with the algorithm, and Facebook does not show those as much because it wasn't directly posted on Facebook.
Right. Okay.
Something you need to think about, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe that's an issue. Maybe it's scheduling posts out, right? And so even if you don't have a Facebook group, so like you can put, you guys, so this is something that I would tell Susan, because Susan's really, really busy. She has a terrible schedule at work. She has so much going on, but for her, once you have your content down, put it in your phone as an event with your content in the description of what you want to post, have it alert you, and all you'll have to do is copy and paste. Maybe you put the link of the group that you want to put it in, or whether it's on your page or in the group you want to put it in, and so instead, like, obviously now I have assistants doing mine, so that's why even if I don't answer you, it doesn't mean I'm free just because I posted somewhere, like, it's probably my assistant, so it's like, that's a way for you to easily post, and post something like that, so you can just have it ready, alert you, copy, paste, boom, but I know you might have a little bit more extra time than some people do. So instead, like, let's not make shortcuts. Let's just, let's post it directly. See if
Okay.
that, maybe that would be better. Also, it's tweaking, right? Because we talked about this message, how it just feels like, okay, like it's like, okay. So maybe you need to focus on some call to actions, you
Right.
know, what's the benefit? So also maybe looking at some product-based, what they do. How do they get people's emails? How do they get people to sign up? What are the incentives? Because that
Right.
goes back to the what's in it for me, right? Now, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Another question. Anything else popping up? Does that spark some ideas for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just even like I was telling Shella the other day with her jewelry. I was like, oh my God, you need to announce this because people love crystal jewelry. They do. But if nobody knows you have it, you know, like you showing up and being really excited about what you're doing is only going to benefit you, you know?
Right.
And then you could create content of saying like, what is something that you're really excited about this month? And then allow people just to connect with you that way. And then maybe you add them on Facebook and then they check you out from there. You know, that's not and yes, it's not like a quick thing, but you never know. And then maybe you offer a referral program eventually too.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you offer some kind of a training of, I'm not sure how that would work, but something for free. Maybe you offer them something for free. Maybe you do buy one, get one, you know, half off. Like, you know, it's like, there's just different ideas that you could be utilizing.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Anybody else have a last minute question?
It's got my brain
Burning,
turning.
yeah. And then just get pen and paper and write them all down. Write all
Okay.
the ideas down.
Okay. Thank you.
Shella, did you have another question? Was that a hand or is that just a face hand? No? You good? Here, I'm mute. I'm mute. There. There.
I'll write it down. I'll be good for now.
Okay. Can we take a picture? Is that okay? We should have done it earlier. Next time we'll do it earlier. We'll move my light out of the way. Let's take a cute pooch, or let's do a boomerang. That sounds like way more fun. So that means you have to start moving. Just simply like, or be like, I don't know, just start moving. Ready? It looks crazy. Okay, let's try another one. I need to hold, the problem is I need to hold my hands still, otherwise my phone's doing this. Okay, let's try one more. Ready? Cute. I love it. Okay. I love it. All right, I'm gonna unmute all of you guys. Exit full screen. Maybe participants. Unmute all. Perfect. Is there anything else anybody wants from me or needs from me or wants to say, or any big takeaways? Do you feel like this was helpful? Do you like this? Like, was this a cool thing? Okay.
Yeah, this is way better because like I'm sitting there staring at the sheets and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. like sometimes
maybe that means you got to come back to it, right? Maybe that means it's not the right time that you're meant to fill it out. And I'm going to give you guys a lot of stuff. So if you're like, I don't think I need to fill this out right now, don't do it, right? Come back to it later. But making sure you do some work, right? You're holding yourself accountable to something, right? You have to start taking some action. And so, I mean, this is really just the beginning. So we're just going to keep running from here. But I'm loving the celebration thread. I think that is awesome. You guys are doing a really good job. Isn't it fun? Like, find something to celebrate every day and you're like, and then you see other people celebrating, you're like, oh, it's so cool. But also if you're a little competitive, you're like, oh, I want to make that happen too, you know? So, you know, that's how it works. But this is awesome. I don't think I missed anything in the comments.
Never mind.
Susan said you keep showing me things that I know. Aw, you're so cute. I love it. All right. Any last words?
No,
Nope.
I think we're good.
No, but thank you.
Welcome. All right, I love you guys. All right, I will have one of my assistants get this onto YouTube, and I'll post the YouTube video into the group. So it takes a little bit of time of processing and all the fun stuff, but we'll get that ready for you guys. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Bye.
Cool.
Bye, you guys.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.